Okay, good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it may be. First thing we're going to do, try to take over the world, Pinky. So we're going to inhale. Morning, Claudia. So we are going to work on our posture straight away, right? So chin up. Remember this rope here? Okay, so really pulling up from the rope there. Let the meat fall down and back, right? So now I'm not sticking my chest out. Okay, I'm just letting this fall, all right? So from here, big deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay, just from this position now, I just want you to close your eyes, pull that rope up, let the shoulders fall down and back. Okay, and all we're going to do is we're just going to play our little happy place meditation, which is the main thing that we're doing in jiu-jitsu classes this week. Well, not the main thing, but one of the key ideas, right? So the idea is now that we're going to kind of go to our happy place, right? So you picture, I don't know, the beach or cuddles or whatever the fuck it is that your happy place is, okay? So you close your eyes and just take yourself there, all right? Slow the breath as much as we can. Really try to get a feel for the place, all right? Try and block out my voice, okay? Try and get a sense, right? Feel it in your toes, feel it in your fingers, feel the warmth, okay? Whatever it may be. Okay, so a little happy place meditation. So the idea is that we taken ourselves into a different mental state, right? That's the whole idea of meditation, is to put yourself into a different mental state. So rather than going into somewhere that makes us feel bad, we want to be able to go to a happy place when we're under pressure, when things are going wrong for us. We want to be able to put our minds somewhere where we can relax and think more clearly. You have to bear in mind that anger and fear are mental illnesses, basically. They just block off your ability to think sensibly. Whereas if we can relax, if we can go to our happy place, then we can think more clearly about whatever the problem is that we're facing at the time. So as much as we can, we want to try and practice that. If we practice it regularly and daily, as we do at the start of a jiu-jitsu class, you do your bow in, you close your eyes, and you do your breathing, and you try and let whatever's bothering you go away and just get that little bit of free space. And if you get good at it, you can actually do it at any time. You can do it in the middle of a wrestling match when all the weight is bearing down on you. You can do it when, I don't know, this car is crashing or whatever, you can do it in chaos, okay? It takes a lot of practice to do that, but absolutely 100% that can be done with practice, okay? So all we're gonna do now for every time that we do this breathing exercise is to try and just go to your happy place just for a couple of seconds. And the more you sensualize it, the more you feel it, the better it's gonna be. We can use that to recode, to brainwash ourselves, to recode memories. So you can look back at something, a scene in your past that made you feel really good. And what you can do is you can make it bigger, right? Imagine you're watching it on a cinema screen, make it bigger, brighter, more colorful, louder, really feel it, really sensualize it. And that will give you the optimal sort of emotions. You can almost recreate the same emotional state just from memory. Now, let's say we took the alternate side of that. Let's say you have a really bad memory, something that you felt terrible about. It could be in the recent past or the distant past, it doesn't really matter. But what you do is you imagine it on the cinema screen, and now you make it further away, smaller. Drain the color out of it, okay? And what I found works really, really well is if I was afraid of something, is to, when you're doing the playback, when you're looking at it in black and white and adjust the speed and all the rest of it, is to play stupid comedy music over it, the Benny Hill theme tune or whatever it is, over the situation that made you feel bad. And I found that made me rewire my brain in very, very efficient ways, very, very helpful ways. That worked very well for me, but feel free to give me feedback on how it works for you, or how you can, it doesn't work. Okay, well then we can look at that and try and find ways for it to work for you. Okay, so every time we do our breathing exercise, go to your happy place, man. Okay, right. After that, then we are going to loosen out the joints. So we're gonna start with the neck. We're gonna look left and right. We're gonna look up and down. And remember, the goal here now is to loosen everything out, right? To get a pain-free, full range of motion. So rolling Ear to shoulder, chin to chest, ear to shoulder, and then rolling to the side. Chin to shoulder, chin to chest, chin to shoulder. Lovely. Arm circles. Nice, loose, easy movements. And back. Good stuff. Opening and closing. So I'm rotating my palms now. When you're doing this one, an interesting part is to put the focus on the shoulder blades. Clap them together, spread them apart, right? Just draw the focus back there and use your arms to really get those shoulder blades gliding, okay? Because what's the idea? The shoulder blades should be gliding against the thoracic cage, okay? If it's fixed, we can have issues and shoulder problems, but if it glides, we have much better range of motion, much just better for the joints, etc., etc. It's just better, okay? Into the elbows, reeling in, and speed bagging out. And remember, as big as sort of a range as you can. So I don't want to do this. I want to get as big a sort of range as I can, not to smacking myself in the face, but you know, as big a range as I can. Okay. Then into the wrists, wrist circles one way, wrist circles the other way, interlocking the fingers, rolling one way, and rolling back the other way. And gripping and ripping. Sounds a little bit like a bowl of Rice Krispies when I do this at first. Lovely. Okay, from here into the spine. So hips forward, hands up, looking up. Try and get my hands even going back. I'm bending as far back as I can. Then I'm going to exhale and bend forward front. Look at the middle, look at the back. Leaning up, out and down, front, middle, back. Yeah, to the side. So remember, this hand is going to the foot, this hand is reaching, rotating, thumb forward, palm up, and this hip is going to the opposite side. So this hand is trying to reach that wall. So I'm going left side, right side. Good stuff. From there, twists, looking behind me. Okay, hands on the hips, hip circles. The other way. You all right? Yeah. Feet together, knee circles. Now gently, gently, gently. So put your hands down your knees there. That's it. And just gently moving in the circle and then the other way. Good stuff. From there, standing on my left foot. With my right foot, I go toes. Help if you can see. Toes down, toes back, foot back. Repeat 3 times. Rotate one way. Rotate the other way. And the other foot, toes down, toes back, foot back. Repeat 3 times. Roll it one way. And roll it the other way. Okay. Our balance exercise for today then. What we're going to do is we're going to do karate kicks really low. Just the front and the back kick, okay? But really, really low down. So I'm going to stand on my left foot. I'm going to bring my right foot out in front. And then I'm going to bring it back to this position, okay? Now I'll lift up my knee. Okay? Now I'm going to drive it back to here, to my leg straight. And then I'm going to lift up the knee again, okay? So it comes forward. And back to my chamber position here. And then we go back. And back to our chamber position. Now, if you're ready to go just a little bit higher, do so. Okay, we want to kind of build it up so that we can go waist high with it. But for now, lower is absolutely fine. As low as you can comfortably go. Or sorry, low enough that it's comfortable is what I should have said there. So extending it out and back and out and back. Switching to my left foot now. So I go to my chamber position, which is the knee up. Yeah, finger on the wall if you need to. Okay, so I extend the foot out in front of me. Low down is fine. Go low, go low, go low. And then back behind me. Right. Okay, going from my chamber position each time. Extending out and back. Extending back and chamber. So out, chamber, back, chamber. Out. Chamber, back, chamber. Okay, and relax there. So it's working from this base position here. All right. that we can go. The height doesn't really matter too much. It doesn't. I'd rather you went low and stable, that you could control it, than you tried to go too high and wobbled everywhere. Okay, so maybe that this is a good height for you now, and that's absolutely fine. Don't worry too much about the visual implications of it. Worry about, do you feel stable through the movement? Because that's your real goal, is to feel stable through the movement. Okay? Okay, from there down onto our backs. Okay, first one we're going to do, lifting, keeping the head off the floor, so don't let your head press down into the floor here, let the head kind of float. All right, hips come up, squeeze your butt, and hips down. Now I'm going to extend my left leg out a little bit, hips up, squeeze the right butt cheek and down. If you can extend your left leg further, I mean, even if you can point it straight up, that's great. But don't worry if you can't, just get it as far from your body as you can. Hips up, squeeze, and down. Up, squeeze, and down. Up, squeeze, and down. Up, squeeze, and down. One more. Elide, up, squeeze, and down. Switching to the other leg now, so my right foot moves forward a bit. Hips come up, squeeze the butt, and down. If you can get your right leg forward a little bit more, do so. If you can lift it off the ground, that's fantastic. Up, squeeze, and down. So we're going up, squeeze, and down. So all my weight's on my left leg. I'm squeezing my left butt cheek. Okay, up, squeeze, down, up, squeeze, and down, up, squeeze, down. One more, up, squeeze. Lovely. From there, just go up onto your elbows for a second. Extending your legs out a little bit, lifting them just a couple of inches off the floor, and we're going to open and close. Okay? Now, at some point, this is going to feel quite heavy on your lower abs, so from your belly button down to the groin there. So all we do is, once you feel that that's a little bit too much pressure, just switch to cycling for a second. Okay? So you're opening and closing. When the pressure is a bit much, switch it over to cycling. Okay? Lovely. All right, from there I'm going to spin onto my belly. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to keep facing my eyes the same direction. I'm going to bring my legs around to the side. I'm rolling onto my belly this way. Okay? From here now, extending both arms and both legs out as far as they'll go. So I'm trying to get my fingers as far away from my toes as I can. From here now, I'm going to lift up my right arm and my left leg. And down, and my left arm and my right leg. And down, both arms, both legs. And down. Right arm, left leg. Left arm, right leg. Both arms, both legs. Right arm, left leg. Left arm, right leg. Both arms, both legs. One more. Right arm, left leg. Left arm, right leg. Both arms, both legs. Lovely. Okay, so into our shoulders now for a moment. So I'm going to lift my hands off the floor. Go L. Y is 45 degrees. T is out. Horizontal shoulders. And W, get my elbows back together. L, Y, T, W. Swim through. From there now, arms down the floor. I'm going to go onto my elbows here. I'm going to put my toes active. So remember, that's engaging the feet. So the ball of the foot is on the floor, the big toe is on the floor, rather than the top of my foot. Now the hips are going to come up, starting off sticking your butt wide up in the air. Now, trying to get your butt down as best you can, so that it's in a straight line between the shoulders, the hips, and the knees. Okay? From there, then I'm going to squeeze the ankles together. tuck the pelvis, squeeze your butt, squeeze your abs, and then squeeze your arms. Tension all the way through the body. Now, as best we can, we're going to lift the right side off the floor, the right hand is going to come up. And what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and point my right hand up as best I can. And then bringing it back down. Okay, now settle your position. Ankles, tuck the pelvis, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the abs, squeeze the arms. The left hand, you're going to try and take the weight off the left hand the best you can. If you can take it off, reach it up behind you, and back down. Okay, back to my plank position. Right, so lift your butt up as high as you can, or lift your butt up high if you're having trouble, and then we're going to lift off the right foot off the ground, and down, and the left foot off the ground, and down. Okay, dropping your knees down. Okay, just relax there. All right, now I'm going to go flat to the floor, so I'm going to walk my hands forward. Okay, I want to go back onto my back now. So I'm keeping my head facing the same way. I walk my feet through all the way around until I go to this seated position here. Okay, so my head's been facing the same way the whole time. Okay, and I want to sit here. Okay, feet flat on the floor, shoulders on the floor. All right, so we're going to lift the hips up. Keep the head off the ground now. Don't be pressing the head down into the ground. Squeeze your butt. Lock it, lock it, lock it. And down. Okay, extending the left leg. Just walking forward a little bit. Up. Squeeze your right butt cheek. And down. Up. Squeeze. And down. Up. Squeeze. And down. Up. Squeeze. And down. Up, squeeze, and down, up, squeeze, and down. Left foot, flat to the floor, right leg extends, left leg up, squeeze, and down. Up, squeeze, and down. Up, squeeze, and down. Up, squeeze, and down. One more, up, squeeze, and down. From there, up onto the elbows. Extending the legs, lifting both feet off the floor just a weeny bit, opening and closing. As soon as it gets too much, just switch to cycling, okay? So open and close. All right, as soon as you feel like, oh, that's too much pressure on the lower abs, just switch into that cycling movement. Now, you feel that it's not a huge amount of pressure, just straighten your legs out and point your toes and as far away from you as you can, and start to widen up the scissors there. Can't say scissors without them. Okay, feet down onto the floor. So I'm going to sit up all the way now, keeping my head facing this way, walking my feet round to the side. Okay, now once my feet get to a certain point, I'm going to roll onto my hip. Okay, once I'm on my hip, I'm going to roll onto my belly. And that puts me belly down. That's it, yeah? And then just let the feet flow. That's exactly that. Love. Okay, from this position, extending the arms out, extending the feet out. And lift up the right arm and the left leg. The left arm and the right leg. And both arms and both legs. Right arm, left leg. Left arm, right leg. Both arms, both legs. Right arm, left leg. Left arm, right leg. Both arms, both legs. Right arm, left leg. Left arm, right leg. And both arms, both legs. From there, over for, fit for life, because I waffle so much about the meditation at the start. We've run over for you guys. So the rest of us, fit to play, we're going to get up onto our feet. And we're going to grab our kettlebell. I'll give you a second to grab your belt. Let you readjust there. Why is this thing pinging? What is this thing pinging for? Okay. Okay. Grab my kettlebell. Okay. Very good. Right, so hands on the bell, so I'm a little bit of a distance back. Slight bend in the knees, so my legs are not locked straight here. Slight bend in the knees. But you'll notice from my position here that my back isn't great. It's not very flat. But once I lift my chin up, see it flattening out in the back. So from there, I'm going to here, okay? When I'm in this position, I should feel just a slight stretch in my butt. But the thing is, people focus on bending over forward. What I want you to focus on is getting your hips back that way, okay? So from here, my hips are going back and my chin is up. So drive your arse back into the wall. Sit back, sit back, sit back. Drive your arse back. Lovely, that's a nice position now. From here, get a grip on the bell. We're going to throw, catch with the hips and drive. So focus is now arms out, hips out, butt out, chest out. Okay? So hips back, hips forwards. Remember, this is a hip hinge action. It's not a lot of work for the shoulders. Okay? What I want to be aware of is at the top position, my shoulder is back, not forward. Okay? Okay, now we look at the breath. Exhale, exhale. Exhale at the bottom, exhale at the top. Okay, we're going to play with hand changes now. So keep the action going. All right? But I got one hand out. Now I'm going to put that hand in and out. In and out. In and out. In and out, right? So I'm grabbing, releasing. Grabbing, releasing. Okay? This time I'm going to grab and keep the grip. And the other hand is going to do the same thing. Follows the action. Okay? Grab it, release it. Grab it, release it. Grab it, release it. Grab it, release it. Okay? Now both hands in. Left hand out. Both hands in. Right hand out. Both hands in. Left hand out. Both hands in. Right hand out. If you are not concerned about your floor or very cocky, release the grip at the top with both hands just for a flash. Just for a flash. Okay? If the swing is done right, okay, I should be able to release completely at the top without any issues. All right? What that tells me is that the swing is from the hips, not the shoulders. If you're not so cocky, just release your grip with your fingers just a little bit. One hand first, then the other, or both, if you start to feel it. Once you start to feel it, it should be no issue. Okay, right hand only for the swing. Now I'm going to bring my swing to a clean. So just before it releases, I pull it in. Now check my position here. I don't want to be out there. I'm going to try and be here as best I can. And again, swing. Okay, so I'm in nice and tight. I should be able to stay there, hang out there if I need to. And again, clean. Again. Again. And again. Okay, this time, from clean, jerk it up overhead. Lovely. Back to my rack, that's good, Chloe. Okay, and then clean. Here. Jerk it up overhead. A little bit more central. Okay, relax. While you're breathing out. Back to your rack position. So your rack position is here. When you bring it a little bit more in there. That's better. Okay, now clean it back to that position. So clean. Here. This jerk. Okay, and back down. And one more. We're going to leave it up after this one. So I'm going to clean. Jerk. Now from here, spread the legs out. Left hand, the bell's in my right hand. Left hand on the inner thigh. Bring it down to the floor or as far down as we can comfortably go. And then bring it back up. And again, nice and slow down. far down as you can comfortably go, and back up, and one more, down, and back up. Okay, back to our clean again, and jerk. All right, this time, nice and easy, down onto the right leg. Now, if you're going to struggle, put the bell down. Okay? Left hand, or sorry, onto the right. I said right knee, I meant left knee. Left knee. I said right leg, I meant left knee. So I'm in this position, straight line between my shoulders. Lift the hip up, slide it through, sit my ass down. Shoulder finds, or elbow finds the floor. Shoulder finds the floor. Slap my back. Change the direction. So my shoulder, up onto my elbow, up onto my hand, hip up, slide the knee back, square it up, and lunge to stand. Okay, bell to rack position, bell down, and back to our swings. Okay, you guys, a bell again for your swings. All we do is we put it down when we get to that point this time. Okay? So, carrying on with the swing. Remember the goal here is hip, not shoulder. Hip, 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 hip. All in the hips, okay? Lovely. All right, so left hand this time. So get a nice swing going. Okay, clean. Check your position. Is it comfortable? That's good. And again. See, try and let it curl around the flop over the top. And again, so let it curl from there. See, more hip, more hip, more hip. It's too much shoulder. Let your hips do it. All the hip, drive it from there, right? Imagine that your hand doesn't play at all. You're using your hip to get there, right? So from here, I'm using my hip to throw that there. Okay? Imagine your hand is a rope. No strength in it at all. All right? Clean. Clean. And clean. Okay, this time we go for a jerk. Pop it up overhead. Stabilize the position. Back to right. Oh, this way. Okay, and clean again. Jerk. And again for right. Clean again. Jerk. Right. Move again. Leave it overhead this time. From here, spread the legs out. Hand in the inner thigh. Walk the fingers down. Okay. And up. And down. Yeah, lose the bell now for a minute. And up. And down. And up. Now, if you're struggling with the get up, leave the bell on the floor at this point. Okay, if you're not, we'll clean to jerk. Okay. From here now, my right knee is going to find the floor. Just follow the action without the bell as best as you can. Okay. My right hand finds the floor. Hip up, slide it through. Arse to the floor. Elbow down. Shoulder down. Back down. Changing direction. Shoulder. My elbow. To my hand. Check my foot position. Hips up. Onto the knee. My knee can do it again. Yay! And up to standing. And bell down. Lovely. Okay. What we really want to make sure is that the swing and the clean are all in the hips. So if we're having trouble here, it's almost always because there's not enough hip drive. Okay? So it really has to be clear that the hips are what's putting the bell up there. Okay? I mean, if we extend that from here, I can just throw the thing straight over it. So with a little bit of pull, I can do a snatching movement, which is quite a high skill level. Now, you can grab a 2 kilo weight and do this. Okay? But if that weight is 32 kilo, it doesn't move like that. Your shoulder just disjoints. So the tell for your swing really is at the top point. Is the shoulder here or is the shoulder here? So from here, that's no good. That's where we want to be. That's no good. That's where we want to be. Okay. So how do we drill that in? From here, when I do my hinge, I'm throwing my hips back. Okay? It's not bending over, it's hips back. Okay? And when I drive, I'm pushing my wrist on the inner thigh, throwing it from there. Okay? I'd ask you when you film that, that'd be a good exercise sequence for the tug toner. Okay? So from here, I catch the bell and I drive it from my hips up. That will give me a nice comfortable rack position here with not a huge amount of work on the shoulder. Similarly for the jerk, I don't want to press. So I can press, right? We can do this, sure. And that's great for building up muscle in the shoulder. But what I want to do is I want to translate energy from feet to hands. So we bend the knees a little bit and pop. Okay? Little jump to put that up there. Right. I could keep going. Well, I will keep going, but not on camera. Guys, we'll see you on tomorrow. Have a good one. Well done, Claudia. See you later.